Also brought us Dr. Oz and The Secret. We have to remember what this lady has done.
She has to be held accountable.
I forgive her, but I mean, cut the shit. The Secret is a particularly egregious offense.
What? You don't believe? You don't believe?
Believe?
I want to be rich. I am rich.
I imagine myself flying. I can fly. I will beat my wings until I take off.
Her schoolgirl affectations and body movements. Like, okay, ready? Here it is. Okay. She raises herself off her chair. Like, I'm just really excited. I'm really excited about this. Okay.
You're so right.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something you haven't heard yet.
Yeah.
It's going to blow your mind.
Okay. Right, like that.
Right.
Joe Rogan and Megyn Kelly just tore through Oprah's carefully polished image. Joe mocked her feel-good guru machine while Megyn sliced through the brand with sharp precision. What once looked like wisdom now feels like luxury marketing. The Queen of Compassion is starting to look more like a CEO than a sage.
She's no longer in the business of staying up on the news. She's reading undoubtedly from blue cards her staff gave her. That's how the Oprah Winfrey show was shot. Oprah didn't have to think of her own questions. It was all impromptu or on a blue card for Oprah. She doesn't know she's not making big news with this revelation. She said she'll sign the same shitty so-called border bill that they rejected last time because it would let 5,000 illegals over the border a day.
Yeah. Confusing when that was taking hold of people. When I had friends that were telling me that The Secret is real and that they imagined they were going to fulfill these childhood dreams that they'd had about whatever, being whatever it would be. There's a couple people that I knew that were trying to tell me that The Secret was going to be the thing and that they had a vision board and they had photographs, they put pictures up of the things that they wanted, like them in front of large crowds and shit. Like, oh boy.
Them in front of large crowds.
This is so not how it works.
Joe wasted no time. The moment Oprah's name came up, he leaned in like a man ready to expose a magician's tricks. Not the fun kind, he corporate kind. Selling enlightenment from a velvet throne.
With a sex podcaster instead. She
call the ambulance or whatever it's
the
called.
woman who is talking about
the daddy
how
about
to
the
use
ambulance.
dildos a week early.
Don't stop insulting her. That sounds
Did you see the Oprah interview?
No.
It's off the rails.
Yeah,
Off the rails.
I heard about it.
Into fucking wine mom country again.
Wow.
I'm a gun owner. Tim Ross is a gun. I know that. If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes, I hear that.
Tim Dillon is the best. Tim Dillon's like, she's saying gypsy curses. What is she saying?
He shredded Oprah's empire of self-help wrapped in designer packaging. He called it the most successful cult that was never labeled a cult. Oprah doesn't just endorse books, she canonizes them. Her approval suspends the laws of gravity, reason, and often logic.
Got to talk about the failure of the celebrity. Oprah Winfrey. You have no power. You do not have any control over this electorate. Neither do you, J-Lo. Let's take a look at Oprah's final closing message on the campaign trail.
We don't get to sit this one out.
He mocked her evolution from talk show host to spiritual oracle. Want inner peace by the masterclass, the scented candles, and the Oprah-approved fleece blanket. Peace of mind costs extra loose shipping.
This is the best she can do, by the way. When they give her the talking points in advance, when they say, we're going to have a girl stand up, that poor girl who talks about her childhood sexual abuse. And what does Kamala do? Oprah, I don't know if you've heard this story, but when I was in high school, my best friend was being sexually abused by her stepfather. And I said, we've heard this story so many times, and it makes me crazy because she is using this poor woman's sexual abuse as a valorization of herself.
Joe went after the myth of relatability. Oprah talks about struggle while sipping rare tea in a $90 million mansion. She's the human Pinterest board reaching simplicity from a compound with more bathrooms than a stadium.
Remember the time Oprah had that lady on, its face bit off by the chimp, and she showed her face on TV?
Oh, yeah.
Miraculously, she survived just the unimaginable. Her name is Charla Nash. Charla almost always covers her face with a hat and scarf. She wears it, she says, because she doesn't want to scare people.
The lady was wearing a veil over her face, like, let's see your face. Come on. She pulls the veil away.
Like a note?
What are you doing?
Would you mind lifting the veil? So we can see.
You could take the head off.
Oh, the hat comes off.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
He called her show emotional fast food. It looks deep, feels nice, but solves nothing. While Joe laughed at the spectacle, Megyn entered with surgical precision. No jokes, UST facts. She didn't roast. She revealed.
I feel as insulted. My intelligence is insulted. I'm bored by you. I'm offended by you. And you know, the thing is, it almost makes me think of Oprah. So Oprah actually was full of profundities when she did that show. You know, I realize I have different feelings about her today too, when she's gone political. But back in the day, you know, when I was young in law school and you turn on the Oprah Winfrey show, you would hear something that would give you, oh, that's good. That's like something. She's the one we got aha moment from. You know, she had these little catchphrases where you're like, oh yeah, that's something to think about. And her team would set it to music, you know, and they'd slow down the interaction. They put in slow-mo, like her hug with the firefighters.
Megyn dismantled the idea that Oprah speaks for regular people. She hasn't flown commercial or shopped without a camera crew in years. Oprah isn't a reflection of her audience, she's a mirror of their fantasies. Her compassion, often choreographed for the camera.
The pretend laughing is so, like Oprah's pretending to laugh. And by the way, can I just say, I'll let you finish your point on the gun, but the Oprah affect is done. It's so over. Her fake, like, I did not know that, right? Like she's leaning into this like homegirl, like, what? I learned something. And her yelling, she yelled at us all night. Oprah was yelling. I'll show it to you in a second. You take up the...
Megyn went deeper, targeting the empire itself. Oprah's book club isn't about empowerment NS commercial domination. Her seal of approval makes or breaks careers. The illusion of encouragement hides empire control. And no one questions her because the brand doesn't allow dissent.
They boiled it down to the easiest one, which is dreaming.
Right, exactly.
And that's why it sold, but Oprah sold it. I mean, she was one of the big ones, man. And she was She was fucking 50 years old at the time. I mean, this is not a young woman who was selling this. How old is Oprah now?
75.
89? Shit.
Joe mocked the pseudo-experts Oprah promotes Orma cured with a couch and a deep breath. Feelings over facts. Candles for house fires. He also ridiculed her political endorsements, calling them performance over principle. Megyn called out her silence, how Oprah speaks only when the optics are perfect.
I used to love Oprah, like most of us who grew up when we did. And only now did I realize I've been getting spoon-fed propaganda from this woman for years. I always took her little setup packages as gospel. You know, before I was a reporter, I never even thought to question whether Oprah might be intentionally misleading me. And then last night, the dawn came and I was like, oh my God, she is not a reporter. She's a propagandist. She's trying to shove messaging down my throat of whatever she...
Megyn argued that Oprah helped create a culture where feelings are facts and affirmation replaces accountability. Joe laughed at her wellness transformation. 1 minute it's diet pills, the next it's self-love. It's a reality show of reinvention with a book deal at the end of every season.
There was a story I was reading about Oprah, unfortunately, where this woman had terminal cancer. And she had stage 3 breast cancer and just decided that through The Secret, she was going to imagine herself a healthy person.
Yeah.
And then, you know, she eventually wound up dying from it because she didn't get treatment.
Joe ended with a final jab. Take Oprah out, and the self-help industry collapses. Megyn left a warning. This wasn't about destruction. It was about clarity. They stripped away the gloss, exposed the contradictions, and reminded us that media icons are still just people. Not saints. Not sages. Just powerful figures, rarely questioned, until now.